Hello, this is just another Tuesday trade plan video. Um, I was discussing so this is the second time that I recorded it. Not really that bad, but I was discussing that I like to do these on a Tuesday instead of a Monday because I like to let the Monday range form first because I think it's really quite helpful. It gives perspective, context on the market. So for example, I'll do it on a Tuesday because when this Monday range formed, if we ignore that we went down here, if price sort of came up here and failed at the high, then that would be a short trade for me. So that's just why I like to do it on a Tuesday. Okay, before we start, I just want to say that this video is not financial advice at all. It's literally just entertainment. It's literally just for myself. These videos are just to sort of help me get my thoughts, organize my thoughts, gather my thoughts on the market, and yeah, that's it. I'm not a profitable trader. I've never been a profitable trader, but I'm trying to be a profitable trader. So these videos, are trying to help me. And if I can meet anyone along the way, or maybe I can, sort of, just do something with this YouTube channel and meet some people, that'd be great as well. Okay, so let's start. Monthly. Let's do it quickly. Bullish engulfing. You'd expect higher prices now to expect meet like monthly resistance, but we're getting stuck at weekly resistance. It's very like poor weekly resistance essentially. But and we've wicked the high and we'll come back below and new monthly candle. So yeah, not really a good look on that. And my general thesis is that price is looking really weak, and this is looking more and more like a bear market rally essentially. Okay, so on the weekly time frame, we're at support, and again I said that this is weekly resistance, and essentially it is, but it's proven not to be weak, which does that say anything about price action? Maybe. Anyway, but for the most part it's typical shelf, this area, but let's look at more recent price action, which is always more constructive. Is that we came up to this sort of resistance here where you broke above and fell back below, retested, and then sort of drifted, as Cred says, and came down. And now we got this sort of shelf here, and this is what we're on, which just lines up with all these. Again, it's still not a good look, making a high, then another high, then another high, and now coming back down. But again, we're still at support, and there was these lows here that essentially have been taken out. It's still at support. It's not the best look so far, but I still think it can be constructive. What are we seeing on the daily now? I mean, in my opinion, so far this daily is looking really quite good. Let's go back to the beginning though. So we got our D1 level here, which is also the weekly level, and that's acting. You can sort of like delineate it. It's this area, but I don't like to do zones because I like to do levels because you can act on them more, in my opinion. But we had daily range, fail breakout here, and now we're falling back below. Okay, broken down, retesting, making highs. We've got these highs here, we've got these highs here. Shorts have had it pretty easy, and now we're making this large wick here. Okay, and all these stops have been taken. 4 hour. Again, price is looking really good. What's this looking like to me? It's looking like it's going to be a deviation. It's going to be a fail breakdown. And how can we act on that? So I'm going 1 hour time frame because that's better. So we got our low here, or our low close, and it's been tested there, broke through us sharply, and this is the momentum move. If this is to continue, you expect price to dip into this and then come back down. But price has essentially already done that, failed, now come back up. If we reclaim this while also reclaiming the sort of H1 level, we get back above this, find support on it, then I would expect these lows to be taken. And probably if these lows get taken, then this is going to time frame cascade. If we have our sort of daily level here, then it's going to form into a daily fail breakdown on this, and I expect these lows to be taken at least. You got a sharp move as well here, which maybe you'd expect new highs. I think I'd pass on that. You would expect new highs, but I just think with the general sentiment of price, it's just a bit wary to be doing that. Okay, what are some more reasons for this? Well, so we had our momentum move, we reclaimed that, blah blah blah. What are some reasons? Well, there's that base and bold that's going on with where you can't take your money out of the chain, you can't bridge out, so there's money trapped there. Not really that much attention on Bitcoin because it's not being very volatile, not being very fun. All the attention's on alts. Essentially Bitcoin, if it breaks out now and it gets up, it's going to be subverting expectations, yeah, and then all those people are sort of locked out, and then price can move without them, and them coming back in, buying back in, breakout trading essentially, or just wanting to get in, and that's going to fuel the move. That's the sort of thesis for it as well. But the thesis against it is that this hasn't really moved down on bad news, so we're not seeing any contextual strength here, which is, I mean, what can you do? You're reacting to the market. You'd like to see that. That's how I was quite very confident in this trade up here, because price was very clearly weak if it was printing a failed breakdown when there was really good news, the Ripple news. And obviously, if this breakdown was because of, say, I don't know, something with Binance or BlackRock, and we had this other wick onto some secondary news where it just got absorbed as well, that would be like, wow, okay, let's buy that immediately because that's really constructive. But it's not so far, and yeah, that's one concern. You're not seeing any contextual strength, but I guess one strength factor could be is that price is failing to break down. That's a technical price action point of view. Anyway, I tried to get in early on this before by, what was it? I entered about here with like stop loss there because I thought, maybe it's just gonna go and go wick down that, and then this came. It was only 1% risk, so I was just entering early, and now we had this big wick. Hindsight, I should have just waited for something like this and then perhaps enter, and that's a really constructive sign. And now price is looking like it's going, but anyway, we go into the daily. We can just wait for this close, wait for a little sort of retest on something, and enter on that. But what we want to see, this 4 hour broken, this sort of line here, the hourly as well, and then we can get in on like if it retests or just on the break of it, market in. Target these highs, and then these highs as well. Yeah, I should have another target on this, but it's got a really wide stop loss, so I don't think it's best to do. I think I'd enter a lot of risk onto this one because it's a pretty reliable setup, and it's quite a clear setup as well. And I wouldn't mind to compound on this, but yeah, that's the plan so far. I'm pretty bullish at this point. Well, price is just there we go, there's an alert. Price is just breaking through this on a momentum movement. So what we can do is, whilst it's forming now, is that if this holds and price comes up here, something like, obviously can't really do it now, but let's just say something like that, and then we'd expect this momentum move to hold and go up there. But yeah, okay, so what I'm feeling right now, I'm feeling pretty pissed off with myself. I entered on this. I was like, oh, this should hold. I'm bullish now. Got wicked out again, and I was just too early, and that's just how it is, I guess. Market structure break as well. Oh, God damn it. Oh well. Okay, we can still enter on this, but I just wish I could be better with that. Anyway, as for the Saturday review, yeah. Okay, so ETH, I don't really give a shit at the moment, and alts, if this starts constructing into something good, if this breaks out on the daily, looks like it does, then let's look for some strongholds. What strongholds are there? XRP maybe, probably Maker. You know, all these, this weird group, but that's for something later in the week until we see some reaction. So we go on the list of alts here, put the highest changes, you got some up here. But yeah, that's it. Essentially, just eyeing a fair breakdown on Bitcoin. We got to see that hold and close nicely. And that's all. So yeah, thanks for watching. And what key mistake can we just sort of outline here, just to sort of remember, is, I guess, try not to be early. You know, I was trying to anticipate the fail breakdown, then we had the proper movement, and then this was the obvious one, wasn't it? So I guess if you're trying to anticipate fail breakdown movements, just make sure it's obvious, because I can give some examples in that we had this one here and price went up, and I was pretty anticipative on this one because it was just chugging along. I was like, okay, I'm just going to enter this now. And then another key one was, I can't remember it, but somewhere in this region here. But yeah, long story short, pretty bullish, looking for a retest of this, fair breakdown. Let's hit these highs. Should have got in early, or shouldn't have fucked that up. Should have probably market long on this candle. Is what it is. Anyway, thank you.